Hello friends, welcome to Shadowrun Hong Kong, the trilogy of harebrained schemes Shadowrun games is about to reach its epic final chapter. First, I'm gonna pause so you guys can really appreciate this music because it gives me head-to-toe chills. Oh, it's so good. Oh, it's so good. I love this game. I love this series. I love this music. I can't wait. Oh, that big swell. Oh, I have goosebumps, friends. I have goosebumps. My arms are basically just a full-on goosebump. I have played through this game before. I love it. I love it so much. What was he? He was a street samurai. Yeah, because we're skin wrap. We gotta figure out how to make skin wrap again. It's been a while. Let's unlock that. Sure. He had a mohawk, did he not? But like a tall mohawk. Ooh. Oh, that was pretty good. And let's do, I don't know, he's trying to fit in. So like the story in my head here, because at my heart, I am a storyteller. The story in my heart is that Skin Wraps has had a time of it. You know? He's really had a time of it. I want one with a mohawk, dude. Where's a mohawk at? Really? Oh, well, I guess that'll work. He's got a little bit of a scar now. He's seen some things. Skin Wrap. He started in Seattle. Tracked down the Emerald City Ripper. Fought off some interdimensional bugs. Saved the day. Nobody knew. At least, nobody outside of the shadows. Desperate to start his life over, Skin Wrap went to Germany. New me, new country, he thought. Nope. Immediately gets wrapped in to a plot by Feuerschwinge, an ancient red dragon who many years prior had largely destroyed that section of Europe until Vauclair, the famed dragon hunter, brought her down. But then Vauclair, he kind of lost it mentally. He became the thing he hated the most. But we shut him down. And now, once again looking for a fresh start, and with the scars to show, Skin Wrap, the street samurai medic known for wielding shotguns, is heading to Hong Kong, desperate to search out a part of his past that he had tried to forget. His family. And that's the story I'm going to tell in this series. So, body. I mean, he troll. He get big body. Or is he orc troll? What? Wait. I don't remember what he is. Whatever. Doesn't matter. It's fine. He's pretty quick. He uses shotguns. And he's intelligent. And does biotech as a street medic. He's got very little charisma, very little wisdom. He is strong, but not strong enough right now. And ranged, we can't increase that until we increase ranged combat. Okay, there's our build. We got 7 body. Oh, I forgot about the monofilament whip. I did a playthrough once with a monofilament whip, and it's just brutal. But that's not what Skin Wrap's gonna do. He's a shotgun guy. Skin Wrap. I don't know his actual name. He's just Skin Wrap to me. What do we call him? Todrick Smith. And that's why he goes by Skin Wrap. Oh, love it. And friends, there will be moments of time that I just go dead silent because I am listening to the music.
You have one new message.
Hi. It's Raymond. I hope I have the right number. Look, I know we haven't spoken in a while, but I need your help. Remember the day I took you and Duncan off the streets? I told you that the past is just a story, that if you can just accept that, your past loses all power over you. Yeah. I was wrong. I'm on my way to Hong Kong now, to finish something I should have faced a long time ago. And I need you with me. I know we're not blood, and we didn't leave things in a good place. But you and Duncan are the only real family I have. Please, if our past means anything to you, meet me in Hong Kong right away. I'll explain more when you get here. I'm begging you. I'm almost out of time.
God, guys. Oh, I'm just covered in goosebumps. Covered in goosebumps. I love it. I love it so much. Hard landing. Raymond Black. The old man gave you a home once. Took you and Duncan off the gang-ridden streets of the Barrens. Sheltered. The Barrens being Seattle. Sheltered, educated, slapped some sense into you both, until you almost resembled productive members of society. Then you took off, left it all behind, landed behind bars for a time, tried to start a new life after that. It's been 8 years since you've heard Raymond's voice. Until out of the blue, you got a cryptic message, a plea for help. Meet me in Hong Kong right away. And wire to your account enough new yen to pay for the flight and then some. The descent is rough. A squall comes out of nowhere, sending a solid sheet of rain punching into the suborbital transport. With a ragged shudder, the plane finally skids to a halt at the edge of the Cheklapkak tarmac. An hour and an interminable number of emotionless security checkpoints later, you hail a water taxi to Victoria Harbor. Hong Kong looms ahead, pulsing with energy. I wasn't expecting interminable. I thought it was going to be indeterminable, and I just totally stuttered over that. I love the music, the setting. Hong Kong, Victoria Harbor. You step from the churning of the water taxi to the ponderous rocking of the docks, your stomach lurching at the transition. As soon as you're clear, the captain nods once and steers the small craft back into the harbor. The man never said a word, just handed you a worn brown duffel bag when you stepped on board, filled with some gear, some stiff new body armor, and a note, better safe than sorry, D. Above, smog-thick clouds hang low in the sky, reflecting the lights of the city in a nauseating swirl. The wind changes direction more than once, creating a heady stew of aromas, diesel, sea salt, street food, and filth. It's all you could do to keep your in-flight meal where it belongs. Two figures stand waiting in the dim light of the pier. The first is an orc, lean with in-your-face muscles and a jaw made to break fists. The second is an elf, one hand resting casually against her hip. Raymond Black is nowhere to be seen. Duncan. Well, don't you look like Drek? Duncan Wu, the closest thing you have to a brother. You haven't seen the man in 8 years, still as charming as ever. He grins. Green's not really your color, Todrick. Doesn't go well with that nice new armor I got you. Please don't call me Todrick. As you open your mouth to respond, something shifts alarmingly in your stomach, a liquid bubbling sensation. Body, tough it out. Don't know what you're talking about. Must be the harbor lights messing with you. Must be. Guess you've still got some of your old fortitude at least. Considering how much synthahol we used to put down, I'd be surprised if you couldn't handle a little chop. Anyway, we gotta go find Raymond. Where's the old man? Never showed up. He's got that same baritone rasp. Had it since he was 12. Wu developed early. No sense standing around then. Where's the meeting place? Not far, just on the other side of the pier here. He jabs a thumb behind him. The woman standing beside him breaks in. We should get going, Duncan. Head back to the meeting point in case your dad shows up. Copy that, Sarge. They're wearing Lone Star body armor. Looks like Duncan Wu's gone private police. Sarge? The woman taps her chest with an armored finger. Carter, Seattle Lone Star. I'm Duncan's partner. And superior officer. She grins. I let him carry my coffee for me sometimes, write my parking tickets, that kind of thing. I figured I could use some backup, didn't know what Raid gotten himself into, and I wasn't sure you were going to show up. It's a tossed-off remark, but there's an undercurrent of resentment in it. Of course I showed up. Yeah, well, I wasn't so sure, you know. Hey, look, I'm glad you're here, Todrick. Stop calling me that. I should not have called my character Todrick. Seriously, but I'm going to need some time to get used to having you around again. Been a while since I heard from you, know what I mean? Yeah, I've been in Berlin, dude. Memories of sleepless nights in lockup flash by, wondering if you'd ever see Duncan or Raymond again, wondering if you even wanted to. And then stepping out into the daylight, suddenly free, the fallout of some obscure corporate restructuring. A few hundred new yen worth of apology from your former jailers and a decision to start a new life, to leave the past behind, all of it, until now. I had my reasons, can we leave it at that for now? Wu stares at you, his goggles reflecting the harbor lights. Sure. He scans the waterfront, frowning. Let's just find Raymond. He was supposed to meet us in the plaza on the other side of the pier. The sooner we find him, the sooner you can all have a big happy family reunion over dinner, and the sooner I can find a place to get a drink around here. Yeah. I'd really try not to swear on this channel. Ahead of you, Hong Kong rises serpent-like from the sea, government and megacorp coiled together, writhing in their basket of institutionalized corruption. No one can tell where the snake's body ends and its tail begins. That's what Raymond used to say. Duncan turns and starts down the pier. Carter follows. Man, the mood setting. Alright, we're gonna look over here first, just in case. Oh, we got... Oh, the music! Guys, the music just kills me in this game. It's so good. Inspect. Fresh construction is expanding the harbor out into the water. Corporate interests can afford to create new streets. Oh, that's dark in and of itself. Alright, we're running along. One thing I like about this game is this right here in the top right-hand corner. We can actually get sneak attacks in by hitting that, going into combat before our enemies notice us. I like that a lot. Ooh. Fishing minigame? Not so much. Not that kind of game. Alright, locked gate. The guard shack at the end of the pier is dark and empty. Duncan gives the gate a push, but it doesn't budge. Huh, well that was open earlier. Looks pretty solid. Maybe if you bang your head against it hard enough, it'll open. Ha, maybe. Strange there's no one here though, isn't it? Who knows, it's Hong Kong. Not exactly sure how things work around here. Come on, rookie, we can cut through the construction site. I hate it when you call me that. I hate it when you call me Todrick. Dude, I kind of look like orcish Joker. It's... maybe I didn't choose well on that. Push the button. The gate is locked, but the nearby control panel appears accessible. Carter pulls it open with a metallic screech that pierces your skull, sending a new wave of pain down to your churning stomach. She examines the control panel for a moment, then throws Wu a backward glance. Looks like there's another way off the docks on the other side of this gate. I think I can bypass the lock. Let me take a crack at that. Enjoy. This is a civilian area and security's light. You bypass the door circuit with ease. The gate rattles open. And now, as they say, the dreck is about to hit the fan. Movement. Shouting in Cantonese. More Cantonese. Too quick to catch. There's a lot of them. Oh, he just slid. The group on the dock was fishing a package out of a speedboat when you surprised them. Now the package is at the bottom of the bay and the speedboat is disappearing into the distance. They close on you, red-faced and yelling. The light of the harbor glints off their weapons as they approach. So this is just a wrong place, wrong time situation. The leader shouts something in Cantonese, but it's too fast to make out. You're rusty. It's been years since Raymond's house and the language lesson that wouldn't end. The old man never spoke anything but his native language at home. Wu speaks with authority. His Cantonese is as solid as ever. He never let it drop. You guys doing some late-night fishing? Tattooed gunman. The smuggler smiles. Oh yeah, we're fishing for butts. Wu points at their weapons. You're gonna need some better bait. All you're gonna catch with that is trouble. Seriously, did they teach you that in Rent-A-Cop school? He turns to you with a smile starting on his face, then he thinks better of it, turns back to the smugglers. Wu flashes his badge. Lone Star, put the guns down. Smuggler squints at Wu's badge, then smiles at his friends. Never seen a badge like that before. Either it's fake or you're some kind of security guard. Either way, this ends the same. I think he's done talking. Turn-based combat. Yeah, we know how that works. We only have 2 AP, but we do start with a Benelli Raffaello. So... And we have a kneecap ability. I kind of want to go around this way. So let's do that. Try a flanking pattern here. I'm going to get Duncan into cover. And let's actually hit this mage. And Carter. Let's bring Carter over here. She's a mage. Strip armor. You strip the armor of the tattooed gunman? Oh, let's do the... Yeah, let's do the tattooed gunman. Alright, armor -2. Hey, don't do that. Oh. Same idea, huh? Really? Baseball bat? Alright. Skin wrap does not have a good shot because I put him way out of the way. So maybe I gotta go over here now. Alright, Duncan. Let's do a aimed shot at this mage. 9 damage. 5. Come on, just take her out. How about a mana ball? Eat it. Alright, well I was hoping to hit a bunch of them. Carter's not going to make it. Oh, yeah, Carter not going to make it. Oh, jeez. I'm getting kind of wrecked here. Dude. What is going on here? Alright. This is stupid, but we're going to move up to these pipes. And we're going to kneecap this guy. 6 damage, -1 action point. So all he can do is run. No, apparently he's got 3 action points? What? Wow. Alright, if you say so, game. Dude. I am not doing well. Alright, let's take out this stupid mage. Hit this enforcer. Or miss this enforcer. Let's, let's just dock wagon her. Oh, that guy's just hightailing it. You really gonna hit a cop in the back with a baseball bat? You're a moron. There we go. Oh, out of ammo. Well, let's just go punch him. Or not. Alright. Duncan. Come on. Alright, we're gonna do a normal power bolt. Take this guy out. A normal power bolt. Take this guy out. There we go. Oh, that piano work. Piano work is so good. Let's reload our shotgun. Get some cover. Duncan, how's your aim, my man? Not great. I got 9 damage. Let's heal Skin Wrap. And let's just move her. There's no better cover. I guess we'll just move her way back there. There we go. Alright. Let's go with Duncan first. Do 2 AP. And take him out. Do you think those guys were Triad? Not sure. I don't recognize their tattoos. That was actually, like, startlingly close. Alright. Yeah, Carter almost didn't make it. Have to use a dock wagon kit. We got a security... Anything here? I feel like there's, like, loot hidden around here somewhere. Oh, there we go. I'll take it. I'll just sell it, because Skin Wrap's had a hard time, but he ain't using drugs. Just not what he does. Another gate panel. This one's been vandalized and busted up good. A real nightmare of a repair job. Wu stares at the fence, considering loops and whorls of razor wire glitter in the lamplight. Looks edged with monofilament. The corporations here don't screw around. I guess we'd better find another way through. Think you can get the gate open, Carter? What do you think? It'll take me a few minutes, though. Frowning, she leans in to get a closer look at the mangled fuse box. A few seconds later, she starts pulling wires and yanking fuses, a look of intense concentration on her face. She's competent. In Cantonese, Todrick. He sounds like Raymond when he does that. She's competent. I know, she runs the riot squad I'm assigned to, he continues in Cantonese. We speak only Cantonese from now on, just like we did when we lived at Raymond's. Those endless drills are about to pay off. It's coming back, won't be a problem. He nods once, satisfied, then turns back and scans the horizon. At least you could still handle yourself in a fight. So you're Lone Star now, huh? That's right. Aren't you wondering what I've been up to for the last 8 years? Nope. Silence between you gets louder, heavier. Then it's broken by a sudden wailing screech. Wu's hand goes to his holster. The screech is replaced by the sound of grinding wheels. Glancing over to the console, you see Carter grinning back at you. Got it. And there you have it. We are in the clear. Oh, here's where we can start to sneak. Let's see. The light from the nearby vendor stalls stabs into your eyes, triggering a throbbing ache in the back of your skull. You stop short, squinting as rough voices drift in on the wind. Where's everyone else? Where's the shipment? Haven't seen them yet, we just got here. The voice becomes irritated. Long Way is probably waiting for us, so we can haul it out of the boat for him. Let's just hang out here, let him find us. Looks like we're on a stroll through Smuggler Central. These gangers don't know we're here. We could probably just slip past. Or we could clip them. They're already looking for us. It might be better to take them out now while we've got the element of surprise on our side. While unaware hostiles are on screen, press the unholstered button to enter turn-based combat mode. Yoink. Alright. Let's get you into position here. Let's get you... Oh, there's nowhere to hide you. You're enormous. I guess you can stand next to me. And you're just in bad shape, lady. Let's actually heal up. And let's cast aim accuracy buff right there. Let's end turn 1. And let's cast armor on Skin Wrap as well, since he's already kind of hurt. And we'll do aim on Duncan. And I think we should probably get this party started. Let's go with Duncan, though. Got a street mage, a tattooed smuggler, and a street soldier. Obviously, we're going to go for the mage because he's the most dangerous. Let's go. Awesome. And another shot. Nice. These guys are already almost done. Uh-oh. Those are bad. Okay. Let's run up here. Take him out in a very big bloody mess way. Let's do an aimed shot. Oh, man, 3 damage. And let's get Carter over here and see what this is. Move crate. Oh, we could have snuck past. I don't want to sneak past. Oh, probably shouldn't leave her out in the open like that. Skin wrap comes up, and he does 4 damage. Duncan, 14 damage. Carter, you don't have a great chance of hitting this guy. Line of sight blocked. Ooh, let's get in the stall. That's fun. Alright, now I'm not happy with you. Yeah. You don't get to poke at me with your little gun. 6 points of damage like that matters. Alright, no loot. I do wish enemies dropped loot. That would be cool. But we got a point of karma. We got something over here. What we got? 53 bucks. Oh, I just love the Shadowrun universe so much, guys. So much. Actually have long wanted to play the Shadowrun TTRPG. Oh. I kind of forgot about this scene. Well, let's go way wide here. Just to see if there's anything. Nope, nothing to pick up. Alright, meeting location. Crossing the street, you can make out 4 shadowy figures loitering in the plaza ahead. Troll, orc, dwarf, and elf. 2 men, 2 women. They're different from the smugglers on the dock. Alert, poised, professional. You can see they've made a token attempt to conceal their weapons. The unspoken message is clear. We're strapped, mind your manners. Wu stands up tall, takes that amused tone he gets whenever he's standing toe-to-toe with someone bigger. Someone who doesn't know they're about to go down. Evening, folks. You got permits for those bazookas? That's so 80s. The thick troll pulls his mouth into a comic frown. Permits? Give me a minute. He makes a show of patting his pockets. Nope, guess not. Must have dropped mine in a dumpster along with the last idiot who stepped to us. Wu coolly surveys the scene, nods in a friendly fashion. Is that right? Well then. You can almost feel Wu's cop training kick in. It's like watching a drone execute a command routine. He reaches for his rifle, brings it up quick, but it's too late. By the time it hits shoulder level, an assortment of nasty-looking ordnance is already trained on his head. Carter backs him up. She whips her arm forward, fists blazing with magical fire. Her eyes sweep the scene, darting from one figure to the next. All right, everyone, just be cool. The thick troll's voice is casual, amused. He shakes his gun in Wu's face. A little late for that, isn't it? Raise your weapon too. Nah, it's never too late to be cool. The troll winks at you and gives his attention to Wu. Maybe we got off on the wrong foot just now. Something we could do for you, officer? His mouth breaks into a patronizing grin. Wu's jaw tightens, but his tone stays cool and controlled. I'm looking for an old man, Raymond Black. We were supposed to meet him here. You know him? Mm-hmm. Where is he? Easy Duncan. That's right, easy Duncan. Your friend Raymond never showed. We've been waiting for the better part of an hour. Think everyone can put their guns down? His voice is steady, but it's clear he's coiled. I don't think so, not till I get some answers. Like? Like why a group of heavily armed, gentle people are meeting a little old man in a construction site at midnight. The orc girl chimes in. Her tone is light. She's trying to defuse the situation. We do odd jobs for money. What kind of jobs? Odd jobs. This and that. So, you were his tour guides, right? Kinda, yeah. The old man hired us to take you all on an excursion. Hired you? He takes a moment, looks them over. They're an odd assortment. A cybered-up troll, an orc girl with magical fetishes, a dwarf with a cyberdeck slung on her back, and a tall elf standing behind them quietly inscrutable, all with guns trained on Wu. You're Shadowrunners. Mm-hmm. Wu's shoulders creep up, his stance tightens. This is Garbaggio. Raymond would never hire Shadowrunners. They're criminals. Mercenary operatives. Criminal mercenary operatives, the dwarf says. So yeah, you were right. Your buddy Raymond was associating with a bunch of hardened criminals. The troll tosses Wu a sideways smile while staring down the barrel of his gun. Sorry to burst your bubble, Lone Star. Guess you didn't know the old man as well as you thought, huh? Wu tries to shake it off, but he's struggling to process the information. You can feel the heat coming off of him. The runners sense it too, and they tense up tight. They're keyed on Duncan, and their guns are big. The looks on their faces make it clear. One wrong bead of sweat, and Wu's going down in a red mist cloud. Carter remains completely still. Her voice is level, moderate. She's done this before. Let's all stay focused. No need for this to get ugly. She speaks quietly to Wu, who listens without turning, his focus squarely on the troll. We need to find Raymond. These are the people who can help us do that. What were you hired to do? You could tell the orc girl's had enough of the tension. She blurts it out. The old man wanted us to take him into Kowloon Walled City. She waves a hand at the three of you. You too. Two large rats clinging to her hip and shoulder poke their heads out of the folds of her clothing. They fix their beady eyes on you intently. You know the Walled City? Slum, right? I've heard of it. The girl sneers, rolling her eyes. It's a poopy spot. The worst slum in the Eastern Hemisphere. Memories of growing up in the Redmond Barrens flash through your minds. Through your mind. I don't have two. We get it, it's a real bad place. Now why would a little old man pay you to take him there? Dwarf standing next to her nods and jumps in. I wouldn't say. He mumbled a lot too. Just kept rambling on and on about how he had to get in. Under ordinary circumstances, I never would have accepted the gig. The walled city's the last place I want to go, but the old man rolled up a truckload of new yen, and you gotta eat, right? Wu risks a glance at you. His weapon remains trained on the Shadowrunners, but a flicker of uncertainty plays across his face. Let's say we believe you. What now? Troll flashes you a smile that's all tusks and no warmth. Okay, gang, I'll tell you what. Sorry about the noise. We're all gonna put our guns down. Get down now. Take cover. Carter just got wrecked. Get into cover. Duncan also needs to get into cover. How about there? The sound of high-caliber rifle shots hang in the air, and the red dots of laser sights sweep the area. Jeez. Carter, the troll, and the silent elf lie dead in widening pools of blood, their heads broken open like melons dropping from a 4-story building. Pretty intense. The young orc girl screams from cover. Nightjar! Nightjar! Come on, big man, talk to me. Gut shot! No. She turned to the dwarf, her eyes wild with fear. This isn't good. Officer on megaphone. This is the police. Lay down your weapons, put your hands behind your head, and come out where we can see you. Duncan Wu, Todrick Smith. I really shouldn't have named my guy Todrick. Sorry I'm face palming here, but I really shouldn't have named him Todrick. I didn't think it was going to be used so much. Come out where we can see you. You have 3 seconds. Duncan crouches behind cover, his gaze locked on Carter's corpse. His voice comes out in a hoarse roar. Stand down, I'm law enforcement. Lone Star. Lone Star. He's driven deeper into cover by a hail of gunfire. Save your breath, they won't listen. Use your eyes, they aren't here to make arrests. A sniper shot hits the wall next to her head, showering her in an explosion of plaster. Stay down. Duncan, are you hurt? Everyone pipe down, just give me a minute. The rat girl stares at the ground intently as if listening, then her brow furrows, her eyes go beady, and her nose wrinkles up. She begins to sway back and forth, her lips moving soundlessly. She snaps out of her trance. Okay, I've got a way out. It's at the end of the street. Everyone come with me. Everyone? We don't need the rent-a-cops, Gobbet. We're the only ones who... Gobbet, which is a fun name. Their extra firepower is, I got us an exit, but we've got to get past the heat, and we can't shoot our way out of this on our own. If nothing else, they can soak up a few rounds for us. I'm right here, Gobbet. She turns to you. Just stick to cover and keep close. There's a door down the street that leads to a back alley. That's our exit point. You fall behind, you get left behind. Alright, so we got cops and we have to stay in cover. Let's start with Duncan. Got a captain and we got a guard. Let's try to hit this guard. Alright, that didn't take him out. I mean, I want to get into this cover, but I also don't want that guy there. He's got 2 HP left. Man, alright, well, we're gonna run for it. Alright, Gobbet. Poison Fog. Haste. Oh. I can't. Alright, let's summon this spirit. No, we'd have to get out of cover. That's bad. Let's get into this cover. Does that count as cover? I thought the shots came from here, but they might have come from up the street. Well, no, they must have come from there, because look at where the bodies are. They must have come from this side, so I just put her totally in danger. What is this? Proximity grenade. Let's get her over here. Enemy turn. Uh-oh. Oh, man. 13 damage. Oh, there we go. Maybe that's our sniper. Alright, we're gonna take a pot shot. Oh, I don't want to hit our friends here. Let's get over here. Duncan. Actually, let's get you summoning this spirit. Oh, that is such a cool looking character design. And you are gonna hit this guy. And you're gonna come over here. You're gonna come right here. And you're gonna run away. Alright, we're gonna shoot him with an aimed shot. And then we're gonna go... Oh, that's not very good cover. That's not very good cover. I guess we're going behind the garbage can. That's bad. And Gobbet, we're gonna bring... I don't know where to bring her. It's not cover. Alright, she's just gonna heal. I need 2 action points to get her into cover. I'm really curious what this is gonna do. Decking, deactivate the drones. Perfect. Police drones power down. Nice. Worth it. Like having a decker. Okay, skin wrap. Oh, there's the drones right there. Alright, going into cover around this side. Duncan. Let's see. I mean, that's heavy cover. He's a conjurer. That's not good. That's not good. There's no really good cover here. And the bike is no better than this. Alright, we're just gonna take a shot at the Conjurer. Oh, good job. Very good. Oh, right, she only gets 1 AP because of the spirit that's there. Alright, just do this. Really? And it's gone. Alright, and Izzy, the shy dwarf, is gonna go into cover here. Perfect. That's what I was trying to avoid. But Duncan couldn't hit them with the heavy cover. Slow movement, I don't care about that. I'm using a shotgun, dude. Alright. We're gonna go here. And there we go. Now we're talking. Alright. Alright, got one down. Gobbet is once again wounded. Let's actually haste Duncan. And get him one more shot at this Conjurer. 5 damage. And let's get Izzy over here. And this thing is gonna try to torch me and miss. Excellent. Skin wrap. Get to work. Perfect. Duncan, aim shot. Excellent. Duncan is not in the mood to take prisoners right now. And Gobbet, you come... That's as far as you can go? Alright. But we gotta stay in cover or else we're gonna get wrecked. Can't quite make it there. Let's get behind the police car. Okay, skin wrap, reload. And that's... we can't get very far, so we're just gonna go to here. Duncan is not a happy boy. Duncan is taking no prisoners. His very likable partner just got gunned down in the middle of the street. She has a mini grenade launcher, which we are now going to abuse. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, it's another one. Alright, skin wrap. Can make it to here. Wonder if I'm still having the slow effect. Maybe that's the issue. Alright, take him out. Take him out. Nah. No such luck. Gobbet, move up here. And Izzy. Oof. Reload. Oh, you just pinged skin wrap. I am also not taking prisoners, thanks to that. Done. And damaged. Oh, now's where it's going to get a little dangerous, because I'm going to be shooting a grenade, and her aim is terrible. Let's try it. Okay, 4 damage. Woof! Man! She is wildly inaccurate. Oh, you healed. Good. That'll make this all the more satisfying. Oh, come on, Duncan. Duncan! Alright, Izzy, you're not using that thing. Do you have an aim shot? 65%? There we go. I kind of feel like I should take her out, but I'm just going to escape. I'm trying to do the storytelling. Yeah, as long as she keeps missing, I'm not going to worry about it. If she had pinged one of our guys, we would have turned and ended her as well, but we took out the ones who actually got us, and I'm fine with that. The rat shaman guides you from the doorway on the street through an eternity of winding alleys, damp sub-basements, and empty buildings. Stumbling through refuse and filth, you make your way into the sewers below Victoria Harbor. It reeks down here, but it's quiet. Gobbet stops, sniffs, and wipes her eyes with the back of her wrist. Her rat squeaks softly in the folds of her clothing. The dwarf watches her silently for a moment, then moves closer and gently takes her hand. In the dim light of the sewer, you can see that they're nearly the same age, no more than 20, 21 tops. What were their names? She keeps her head down and tells it to the floor. The troll you were talking to was Nightjar. He was our friend. The elf was called Gutshot. Kind of a jerk, but I didn't need to see his head splattered everywhere like that. Nightjar was a good guy. Always had our backs. Isabel's and mine. Isabel nods in agreement. Her voice is flat. Rare to find a runner that you can actually trust. She looks to her friend. Are we clear? Gobbet looks back the way you came. I think we've shaken them. She sniffs the air. Yeah, we're clear. Wu begins pacing, his boots splashing in the sewer water, creating echoes down the tunnel. You can feel the tension coming off of him in waves. This is garbage. I'm done messing around in alleys and sewers. I'm done running from cops. He pokes a thumb at his chest and spits his anger forth in a raspy growl. I am a cop. We noticed. There's a Lone Star Sergeant dead back there. She was... Wu starts to choke up. He struggles against it, fighting to maintain control, but he needs a minute to recover. He finally manages to pull it together, but he's raw. When he speaks again, his voice is seething and hoarse. I don't know what's going on with the Hong Kong cops, but I'm calling in some Lone Star backup from home. I'm going to get some of my own people down here. Then we're going to find Raymond and figure out what's going on. The little orc shrugs. Whatever you say, big guy. Have fun with that. She looks over at her friend. They both nod. Iz and I are out of here. Best of luck finding your friend. Your people died in a hail of sniper fire. You're not going to do anything about it? Of course we're going to do something about it. In fact, we're going to do two things. Run and hide. Look, we got you to safety, but now we are done with this. We don't intend to die for you. Wu isn't listening. You can see on his face that he's already written the orc girl off. He pulls his security-grade PDA from its holster on his left leg, raises it, and starts tapping the buttons with a meaty finger. The Lone Star logo on the back of the device looks shiny and official. He stops, confused, and then taps it again harder. The red flashing image on the PDA reflects his goggles. I'm locked out of the network. He looks up at you. My law enforcement status has been revoked. He goes back to the screen. I don't believe it. They're saying there's an APB out on us, Todrick. You and me both. I figured as much. You heard them on the loudspeaker. They knew our names. Wu glares at the wall, a storm raging across his face. His hand clenches into a fist around his PDA. This just keeps getting worse. He leans forward as if to punch the wall, his knuckles rapping against it softly, a pantomime of barely constrained rage. Suddenly he turns and slings his PDA at the far wall. It hits hard, bounces back, and clatters to the ground at his feet. He looks down at it, spent. The orc girl mouths an okay to herself, eyebrows raised. And on that note, I think it's time for us to say goodbye. Come on, Isabel, let's... She's cut off by a sudden smashing noise as her friend's boot comes crashing down on the PDA at Wu's feet. The dwarf looks down at her work, unsatisfied, and brings her boot down again and again and again until there's nothing left but a snarl of plastic housing, broken glass, and circuit board. She looks up at Wu, her chest heaving, and points at the pile of scrap she's created. Police issued, they can trace you through that. She turns to you, hand out. Yours too, it's on the network. Smash it yourself, we bury our own. You crash the PDA to shards under your foot while Isabel looks on blankly. Good. She looks over at Gobbet, sighs, then reaches into her phone pocket, pulling out 2 new PDAs. She hands them to you and Duncan. Burners, I suppose it's the least we can do after your help back there. Got any snacks in there? I'm getting a bit peckish. Isabel isn't listening. She's staring open-mouthed at her own PDA, its bluish gold illuminating her horrified expression. Gobbet, we gotta go right now. Isabel's voice is monotone but emphatic. She holds up her PDA to show her friend. They're after us too. Her screen displays a local newscast. Your own face stares back at you from the upper left corner of the screen. And in breaking news, just under an hour ago, Hong Kong port authorities were involved in a firefight with members of a terrorist cell linked to the mainland city-state of Henan. The battle left 3 terrorists dead, along with an unconfirmed number of Hong Kong police officers. Your image winks out, replaced by a scowling image of Duncan Wu, a mugshot from a long time ago before Raymond. Our sources report that Seattle natives Duncan Wu and Todrick... I can't believe I named my guy Todrick, guys. I'm so sorry. Along with their Hong Kong-based accomplices, are still at large. They are well armed and should be considered extremely dangerous. Low-res photographs of Gobbet and Isabel pop up on the screen, replacing Duncan. Oh no. Kowloon officials report that the terrorist cell, known as the White Star, maintains ties to the state of Henan, and it is purported to be receiving weapons and funding from anti-corporate groups in the UCAS city-state of Seattle. Port authorities are standing on high alert, and the Hong Kong Police Force's Special Duties Unit has been engaged to deal with the threat. We go live now to Chief Inspector Crate of the Special Duties Unit, who will be making a statement. Behind the newscaster, a video window displays the location of your firefight in Victoria Harbor. The camera pans to Chief Inspector Crate. She is surrounded by a swarm of news reporters, but appears unfazed by the attention. She speaks with supreme confidence. We've yet to ascertain... I'm going to do a different voice. We've yet to ascertain the motive for tonight's attack, but it was clearly a well-planned and coordinated effort. We have already issued an all-points bulletin along with a kill or capture order for the 4 remaining terrorists, and I have instructed the Special Duties Unit to make this manhunt a top priority. If you should see one or more of these individuals, do not attempt to engage them. Instead, tap in the HKPF flash code at the bottom of the screen. If you are on an authorized network and take a picture, our system will automatically identify them in your data stream. The Decker switches off the newscast and clips her PDA back onto her belt. For a moment, there's no sound but the roar of sewer water rushing through the pipes. Gobbet bends over, hands on her knees, sucking wind. Her rats scurry for a new position. I thought we were in trouble before, but now we are well and truly in trouble. We'll deal with it, Duncan, we always do. Not this time. I'm not going to say Todrick anymore. He begins stalking back and forth, a panther in a cage. They've labeled us terrorists, and there's an APB out on us. I've heard this kind of announcement before. I know what comes with it. It doesn't matter if we have nothing to do with that whatever city-state. They're gonna hunt us down. It's open season. Isabel nudges the remains of Wu's PDA with her booted toe, and the two of you will be hunted down right the 2 of us will be hunted down right alongside you. Gobbet's wide eyes the exits, tight as a spring. You can hear shallow panting as she leans toward one, then the other. We gotta go, hit the mainland for a while until we can figure this out, find a hole to crawl into. Gobbet looks at Isabel, wipes her mouth, and points at you and Duncan. We've got to get them off the grid too, way off. The dwarf looks up at Duncan, her large eyes narrow. Hey, Lone Star, you've got a security license, right? That means you've got a SIN too. Of course I have a SIN. I wouldn't be able to get paid otherwise. Only criminals and lowlifes go sinless. She runs her hands along her cyberdeck, thinking. That means you could be traced, both of you. You get spotted by a drone or a security camera, get ID'd by a retinal scanner, or try to use your cred stick or passport, and the HKPF will know just where to find you. Wu crosses his arms across his chest. I know how a system identification number works, runner. Leave her alone, Duncan. We're all in this together. Gobbet pulls at her dreadlocks. We're just as screwed as you are. Me and Iz, we were listed as your accomplices, and we can't afford for you to get caught. You'll lead them to us one way or another. DNA samples, things we've told you, astral residue, I don't know, cop stuff. The little Decker looks from you to Wu. Eyes narrowed, sizing you up. You could see her making a silent decision before she speaks. Her voice is flat and resigned. We need to get your sins burned to delete you from the record books. All of them. All of them? Whoa, wait a minute. You want us to just erase our identities? Wu rubs a hand across his scalp. Beyond the fact that it's insane, will that even work? If we burn our sins, go off the grid like that, won't they just redouble their efforts to find us? Condescension seeps its way into Isabel's dry tone. Imagine playing a game of hide-and-seek with a siren strapped to your head. Would you rather try and hide with the siren, or with the siren conspicuously absent? Let's just get on with it. What do we have to do? Gobbet's voice drops. We gotta ask for help. There's only one person we know who has the kind of pull it takes to burn us in and hide us from the cops. Kindly Cheng. Sounds like a restaurant. Yeah, well, she's not. And don't let her hear you say something like that or you'll be searching for your tongue on the floor. She's what's known as a straw sandal, kind of a middle manager for the Yellow Lotus Syndicate. Their triad. Kindly Cheng controls all the illegal activity in our neighborhood, smuggling, bootlegging, counterfeiting. Middle manager? Is the Yellow Lotus a syndicate or a retail outlet? Gobbet leans in, serious as death. Do not get the wrong impression. Kindly Cheng is no bureaucrat. She controls a good-sized portion of Kowloon's underground. She has soldiers, resources, she's smart, and she is not to be underestimated. Isabel's voice is hollow and flat. Taking favors from a woman like Kindly Cheng is a good way to get yourself into indentured servitude. You don't want to owe favors to a woman like that. Her eyes get big and round. Ideally, you don't want to deal with her at all. That was Nightjar's job. Nightjar's job? You mean you work with her? What did we just tell you? She's got her fingers in everything, including brokering Shadowruns for the corpse. Kindly Cheng is our fixer. Just stay on her good side and you'll have nothing to worry about. Now let's get this done before one of you trips the APB and brings all sorts of poo-poo down on us. I have fun actually like editing the stuff and just trying to see what I come up with in the actual moment. I don't know. I just find it amusing. We're about to enter the subway system. It's probably about time to end this episode. I'm going to actually check how long have we been recording. Oh yeah, that's a good amount of time. So let's just read this and save it as soon as we load the screen. Sinless, you scramble up a ladder and through an access way where the sewer system spits you out into the Hong Kong Mass Transit Railway System, the MTR. Crossing the rails, you climb up to the platform and into the station. Above you is... I don't know how to say that. Hoi? I gotta look up how to say that. Where the rat shaman and the little decker plan to plead your case to Kindly Cheng, the one woman they know who can help you get underground and off the grid fast. But there will be a price. Cheng is a triad boss whose favors tend to come with strings attached. The sound of a waterfront at night leaked down from the stairway to the surface. Peering up the steps, you could catch a glimpse of the night sky, overcast and low. That's a really good way to set the stage for next episode, isn't it? I gotta look up, how do you say that? H-E-O-I. I'm gonna look that up as soon as I finish recording. All right, game autosave. We got 5 karma. I'll just read this too. The sewers deposit you into a series of mechanical access ways that eventually link to a system of railway tunnels. Gobbet leads you through 5 or 6 magnetically sealed doors and across several sets of electrified tracks until she indicates you've reached your destination. She holds up her hand, indicating the surrounding platform. This is the MTR station for the place I need to learn how to say. Once you go up those stairs, you'll be in our neighborhood. Kindly Cheng runs her operation out of a mahjong parlor there called Swift Winds. Wu rips off his goggles. There's an APB out on us. How do you expect us to get to this Swift Winds place without taking a bullet? This place is well known as a protected area. Kindly Cheng sees to that. It's a shadow community. Smugglers, hijackers, black marketeers, you get the idea. Cops tend to give the place a wide berth. Isabel gives a shallow nod. Her gaze remains planted on the floor. Police cameras don't last long here. Between the smog and the cloud cover, we shouldn't have to worry about drone surveillance either. The HKPF won't find you if you follow our lead. Gobbet widens her stance, puts her hands on her hips. Now, here's how this is going to work. You can't get an audience with Cheng until we secure you an invitation, so me and Iz will go on ahead and pay our respects. Then we'll request that she sees you. Politely. An invitation? How do we get that? The rat shaman smirks. We are very nice to her. Yeah, we're very nice to her. That's about the size of it. One more thing. Kindly Cheng is a dangerous woman. She may seem friendly, like her name would imply. But don't let your guard drop, and whatever you do, do not disrespect her. I've dealt with dangerous people all my life. I know how to behave myself. You'd better. If you don't, it's on all of us. She lets her hand fall. Nods to the three of you. Okay, we'll go on ahead and smooth the way. Just give us a few minutes head start. If this place is protected, why shouldn't we talk to anybody? She rolls her eyes and lets out a little grunt. I said the place was protected, not you're protected. Isabel fiddles with her deck. No one knows you're here, and outsiders aren't welcome in this place. Gobbet eyes Wu up and down. Plus, your friend here radiates cop. Cops are even less welcome than outsiders. She looks your way. And you're not exactly ordinary either, are you? I like to think I have a certain flair. She smiles for the first time. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. If people see us strolling through town together with no prior explanation, we might not make it to the mahjong parlor at all. Thanks for your help. She squints at you, confused. We're helping ourselves as much as we're helping you, Seattle. We need your sins burned as badly as you do, and we need to figure out a way out of this dreck, or we're all dead. Plus, we could use the muscle right now. Just saying. See you at the mahjong parlor. Okay, they're gonna run off. The Shadowrunner's footsteps quickly fall away, and then you're alone with Wu. He grunts something unintelligible and begins panther stalking back and forth again. Boot prints of sewer water and muck marking his path on the subway platform behind him. Minutes pass. Wu stops his pacing and runs both hands over his face, groaning a sound of anxiety and disgust. It dissipates, and he stands there silently, his hands covering his face and his shoulders shaking with emotion. Then he begins to laugh. It's a laugh that comes from deep down, from the place where fear and frustration and impotence swirl. But the barrier holds. Wu focuses, taking control of his breathing, and his laughter begins to slow. He becomes himself again. Oh my god. Skin wrap. An aftershock of laughter shudders through him. Are you kidding me? What are we doing here? How did we get into this? I think I'm going to lose it. Go ahead. We're alone. Wu walks to the wall of the subway station silently. He stands there a moment lost in thought, and then his fists explode in a flurry of punches. He hits the wall hard, sending plaster crumbling to the floor at his feet. The orc breathes heavily for a moment, head down, hands on hips, spent. Carter is dead. They ended her. He puts a hand to his forehead. I don't know what I'm going to do now. Just focus on finding Raymond. So that's it? Just throw Carter down the memory hole and bury her deep? Put my partner's death behind me and carry on like a good little Lone Star? He holds up a hand. Don't answer. His voice goes flat. He's done. It doesn't matter anymore. We're stuck in this country surrounded by criminals, and the police are trying to blow our heads off. Screw it. Maybe I should just let them. You know why? Because we're going to burn our sins. Lord and Savior. Do you know what that means? Sorry. Do you know what that means? The moment we do that, we're dead. To all the world, we're dead. We're wiped clean. Wiped clean. He counts it off on his fingers. Raymond, the house we grew up in, my career, Carter, all gone. No home, no money, no identity, nothing. We will be nobody. We were street kids, Duncan. We're used to being nobody. Just chill. Chill? Who are you to tell me to chill after what just happened? And you aren't losing what I'm about to lose either. Our paths went in different directions a long time ago. You left me behind. You left me behind. You left me behind. Memories flash bright. Suddenly you're back 8 years ago. On the street outside of Raymond's house. Just you and Wu, the middle of the night. No, I want to save the game. Come on, game. Work with me here. Young Duncan, you can't just leave like this. What am I going to say to Raymond? You know how he is. I've got something I have to attend to, Duncan, and it can't wait. That's what you keep saying, but you still won't tell me what's going on. What is so important you have to run out now in the middle of the night without even telling Raymond why? He's distraught. You could see it on his face. I hear it in his voice. He used to be lost without you. Truth. I've got a friend in a bind, Duncan. That's all I can say about it. I have to go help. His eyes widen. I thought I knew all your friends. I don't like this. It sounds like the kind of thing we said we'd leave behind. Look, whatever's going on, I can tell you one thing. Raymond will not approve. I know. Why do you think I'm sneaking out? Be back before the weekend. You remember the look on Duncan's face as you walked away. The events that followed were a blur, one that you don't care to remember. 3 days later, you were behind bars in a private corporate prison. No interrogation, no charges, no appeal. Years later, some corporation bought some other corporation, and the new board of directors pushed through some sort of reform agenda, and the higher-ups gave an order. And then you were out with a few hundred new yen to your name, and one scary non-disclosure agreement ensuring your silence. Not that it mattered to you anymore. You were starting fresh, determined. Until Raymond tracked you down, left you that voicemail, brought you to Hong Kong, and back together with Duncan Wu. Cello suite. You realize that Wu's been staring at you. I wanted another cello hit, but it didn't come. Now let's hear it. Where have you been all this time? Why didn't you contact me? At least to tell me you were alive. I wanted to, Duncan, but I was locked up tight. Corporate black site, no communication. He squints at you, full lie detector node. Oh, I had no idea. That trumpet that my kid is playing is really loud. I'm trying to end this because they've been practicing. A range of emotions play across Wu's face. He stares at the ground for some time before finally looking back up at you with a heavy sigh. I really don't know how to process that right now. I don't know. If we're still alive tomorrow, we could talk more. This is too much. We are marooned on this island, hunted by the cops. My partner is dead, Raymond is missing, and we're about to go see a crime lord about erasing our identities. As a bonus, our only allies are a pair of tiny criminals who would kill us if they could, so they didn't have to deal with us. Listen, back in the Barrens, whenever I was out of control, you just handled the situation, remember? With Carter gone, I'm just a raw nerve. I'm afraid I'm going to slip back and people are going to start getting hurt again. I got your back, Duncan. He stares at you hard like he's trying to see something inside your head. The voice comes out flat. We'll see, just don't press it. I need time to get used to you. Now let's go meet that triad woman and get our sins burned. I want to rip off the bandage as fast as I can. There we go. Now we can save the game. We'll spend our karma next episode. Save, create brand new save. I can't believe I named my character Todrick. It's just what came out of my fingers. Friends, thanks so much for watching this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you know what to do. It's YouTube. Please consider leaving a like, a comment, even a subscription to the channel. Those are always appreciated. As always, be kind to yourselves, be kind to each other. We will see you in the next episode.